It may seem inappropriate to say this, but natural disasters have the power to captivate people. Fierce hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, and giant tsunamis crashing into protected cities. Of course, all these phenomena are very frightening, yet there is something attractive about it. Why is that? Hi everybody, Mother Nature's fury. If you want to witness this, you'd better watch it from the safety of your TV or computer in a faraway place. Maybe this is why disaster-based panic movies are so popular. Still, we would like to show you a variety of shocking images on this channel today. The incredible turmoil in the natural world, captured on camera. Are you all ready? So let's get started, but first leave your like, subscribe and don't miss out, because we will have a new video every day. Volcanic eruption in Guatemala. The Fuego volcano in Guatemala is one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes in the world. In 2015, La Aurora International Airport in the capital was forced to close temporarily. In the 10 years since 2010 alone, there have been 4 major eruptions. In 2012/2015, in June and November 2018, here is video recorded by an eyewitness of the eruption in June 2018. You can see the scorching river containing volcanic ash, volcanic gases, and rock fragments emanating from Mount Fuego. This phenomenon is known as a pyroclastic flow. The most famous pyroclastic eruption in history was the eruption of Vesuvius in the year 79 after Christ, which destroyed the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, Stabia, and the Clothes. Several villages on the eastern slopes of Mount Fuego were completely absorbed by the lava flows in 2018, suffering the same fate as the ancient Roman cities. Fortunately, some of the residents managed to survive, but the economic cost of the disaster is estimated at millions of dollars. Hurricane in Duck, North Carolina. Duck is a small village in North Carolina, United States, with a population of less than 400 people. Natural disasters such as storms, hurricanes, and torrential rains are common, but the hurricane that hit the village in July of 2019 was especially violent, with winds reaching speeds of 30 to 35 meters per second. Violent waves, strong winds, masts swaying as if they were about to fall. The images are frightening. Imagine how scary it would be if we were hit by extremely strong weather on the streets and well away from home. We wish no one was hurt and that the villagers were just inconvenienced and worried about the power outages. It is thanks to the wide availability of electrically powered smartphones with video cameras that we are able to review this event for a short period of time. Tsunami in South Asia. Southeast Asia is a region that frequently suffers from earthquakes and tsunamis. However, the massive 2004 earthquake was unimaginably destructive, even by such local standards. It was triggered by an earthquake of magnitude 9 on the Richter scale, which struck near the island of Simulu and off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia. After the earthquake, a huge tsunami swept off the coasts of Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. This footage, probably shot in Thailand, shows how the first dangerous signs were the sudden ebb and flow of the tide. Soon after, the waves arrived, engulfing the streets of the small town. In this video, apparently no one was killed, but on the other hand, some areas were not so lucky. The train swallowed whole by the same earthquake and tsunami became the worst disaster in the history of railroads. The wave hit the train on the line between the cities Favoniat and Madura in Sri Lanka. Apparently, no place is safe in the event of a natural disaster with strong destructive power, even inside a train. Landslide in Malaysia. The following is rare footage, recorded in 1993, according to the information in the description. It captured the collapse of a tin mine that was built in an inappropriate location, very close to the sea. The wall collapsed, and the sea water came in, completely submerging the mine. As a result, a new lagoon of about 0.5 square kilometers was formed. The mine was closed, and no one was injured. Professor David Pett, from Durham University in the UK, says that this is the largest video of a landslide he has ever seen. The poor quality of the image doesn't seem to bother him. The area where this video was filmed is called Pantai Remis. It is near the Strait of Malacca, which separates the Malay Peninsula and the island of Sumatra. If you have the opportunity to visit the area, be sure to visit the picturesque pond lying on the site of a submerged tin mine and compare the drastic changes to the original landscape scene in the video. Tornado in Ray, Colorado. Here is a video of the meteorologist and storm chaser, recorded on May 7, 2016, near the town of Ray, Colorado. Just imagine, there really is a hobby that takes you all over the world in search of shocking images like tornadoes, waves, and hurricanes. It may be risky, but if you are lucky, your footage will circulate all over the world and be featured in the news. A tornado is a gigantic spiral that forms in an existing cumulonimbus cloud towards the ground. Like a dragon, the width of the dragon can be up to 4 kilometers. The wind speed can reach 360 meters per second. If exposed to such fierce force, it is unlikely that anything will be able to hold on without collapsing. Tornadoes are common in the United States, Europe, South Africa, and the west and east coasts of Australia. But their mechanisms are not yet fully unraveled. But I can say this for sure, if you happen to encounter a dragon like the one in this video, have no qualms about running away. The eruption of the Anak Krakatau volcano. Krakatau is arguably one of the most famous volcanoes in world history, located in Indonesian territorial waters between Sumatra and Java, where it was a single large island in the waters of the Sunda Strait until 1883. The violent eruptions began in May 1883. 3 months later, on August 26 and 27, it had several huge explosions and finally ended. The shockwaves circled the Earth so often that its roar was heard even on the present-day island of Rodriguez in the Republic of Mauritius, 4,800 kilometers from the eruption site. A huge mountain collapsed into the sea, which also caused a huge tsunami. Thus the island of Krakatau was sucked into the sea and disappeared. Unfortunately, due to the lack of video cameras at the time, there is no footage of this apocalyptic scene. Therefore, we prepared another video for you, the eruption of the Anak Krakatau volcano in 2018. How did this volcano come about? The answer is a huge underwater eruption that occurred on December 29, 1927, at the site of the ancient island of Krakatau. This eruption led to the birth of a new volcanic mountain from the sea, which was named Anak Krakatau, which means son of Krakatau. Since then, the volcano has been constantly erupting and growing. Many people abbreviate ANAC and simply call it Krakatau. However, the island you see in this video no longer exists in this form. A few months after it was filmed, on December 22, 2018, the mountainside collapsed into the sea. It is thought to be caused by intermittent eruptive activity or tsunami caused by this massive landslide. It was launched onto the coasts of Java and Sumatra, causing devastating damage. Among the victims were members of the Indonesian rock band 17, who were performing in Tanjung Lesung that day. Since then, the band's lead singer Johan has announced a split from the group. We are done here with the video of the day. Thanks for watching. If you are going to witness a terrible natural disaster, I sincerely hope it's only on your phone or TV screen. What did you think of this episode? If you liked it, please rate it and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave your comment here too. We have 2 more videos to show you. You will surely learn a lot and enjoy them. Now it's time to make up your mind. We have 2 more videos to tell you about that are now appearing on the screen. See you soon. See you soon.